YouTube, my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I'd like to say a big thank you for all the people that bought readings for me. I really do appreciate you supporting my work. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can help me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and also commenting below this video. Commenting on my videos really helps my channel grow. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you like my content, you're enjoying my content. The YouTube algorithm is going to promote my video to other people that love astrology. So please like, share, and comment. I'm going to encourage you to listen to the entire introduction of this video. And this is because this is where I go over the aspects of the lunation or any event chart. This is also helpful if you're trying to evaluate how this transit is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. Another reason you should listen to the entire introduction is because this is where I share my personal experiences with transits, and sometimes I throw in examples of how my clients experience some transits. And the other reason why you should listen to the introduction, this is where I announce the winners of the free solar return chart readings, which I'll be announcing in this video. I'm still going to continue doing the competition for the free solar return chart readings, and this is because I enjoy my work, I love doing readings, and I want to give back something to my audience. So if you'd like to join the contest for a free solar return chart reading with me, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and comment under this video saying free solar and subscribed. You must be subscribed to my channel in order to be picked as a winner. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. I'm going to be discussing how the full moon in Taurus is going to affect you according to your ascendant sign. I'm also going to talk about what your ruling planet is doing at the time of the lunation. This time we're also going to go over what the ruler of the lunation, Venus, is. We're also going to look at the house where Venus is transiting. She's the ruler of the transiting south node in Libra. So this is really important because it's directing our karma in some way. The full moon in Taurus is happening on November 15, 2024 at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is New York time, so please check for your own time zone in order to get the correct ascendant. This is an electric full moon. It forms a tight conjunction with Uranus, who's currently transiting in Taurus. The full moon is happening at 24 degrees of Taurus. Uranus is currently transiting retrograde at 24 degrees of Taurus. This is an exact conjunction. In mundane astrology, the moon rules the people. Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius, which is also the sign of mankind, the masses. This lunation is going to bring some shock waves in our lives. And for us here in America, it could have something to do with the US elections. There could be some legal challenges coming up, and one of the reasons could be as a result of the direct motion of Saturn, which is also happening on the day of the lunation. We also have Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, the sign of law and order. Going retrograde in a week or so, Mercury is going to go over old information and old transaction. Saturn is the taskmaster. He is the authority. So if there has been lawlessness anywhere in your life, Saturn's direct motion is going to correct that. We also have Pluto completing his transit in Capricorn, the sign of government leadership, old traditions, old structures. Pluto is leaving this sign forever and going into the sign of Aquarius on November 19. He's going to stay in this sign for about 2 decades. So this is the final breakdown of these structures. Let's not forget that we have this gnarly fixed star called Algol conjunct this lunation. Some people are going to lose their heads, literally or metaphorically, and some people are just going to basically lose their shit. I'm going to go over all the other aspects a little bit later on in the video, but those are some of the highlights. I know that the thumbnail of this video looks a bit dramatic. Guys, this is a full moon conjunct Uranus and Algol. Heads are going to roll. Expect the unexpected. This is a full moon after all. A full moon brings culminations and endings. And of course, heightened emotions. So when you put all those aspects together, it makes this full moon very intense and probably chaotic for some people. What's really positive about this lunation is the fact that it's in the sign of Taurus, where the moon is exalted. This is the best place where the moon can be in all the signs of the zodiac. So perhaps it's not all of us who are going to lose our shit. Some of us will still manage to stay calm and collected level-headed. Another positive aspect is the fact that the ruler of this lunation, Venus, who's also the ruler of the transiting south node, is in a harmonious sextile aspect to Saturn. This is a very positive and supportive aspect. So don't think everything is going to be all negative. The full moon in the sign of Taurus will be bringing massive endings and culminations to things that we may have initiated at the time of the new moon in Taurus 6 months ago. The aspect of Uranus conjunct the moon is going to bring up a lot of anxiety. It's going to bring up a lot of excitement and anxiety. There's going to be a lot of tension and electricity in the air. But fortunately, it's happening in a sign that is an earth sign, so some of us are going to manage to stay grounded. Especially because the ruler of the lunation, Venus, is transiting an earth sign and being aspected by Saturn, the ruler of an earth sign. So there is hope for us to stay sane amidst all the chaos that is going to erupt as a result of this lunation. Try your level best to stay grounded. Don't lose your head. Don't lose your shit. Not at this time. The endings and culminations could be very shocking, surprising. The events that are going to transpire are going to cause a lot of emotional anxiety. Some keywords for Uranus: shocking, rebellion, surprising, unexpected, futuristic, technology, and the people, masses of people, breakthroughs, inventions, lightning, electricity. Moon Uranus conjunctions can bring emotional shock to your system. It can also cause heart attacks. Keywords for fixed star algol: decapitation, losing your head, losing your position of power, dead bodies and graves. This is Medusa's head being cut off. The fixed star algol also has associations with alcohol. So if you have a problem with substances, particularly alcohol, you're going to see some type of culmination when it comes to that habit or addictions. On a positive side, Algol, Medusa's head, is also associated with massive wealth. So some people are going to experience massive financial windfalls. Whenever somebody is taken down, somebody loses their position, somebody else is going to gain from that position. So as a result of other people's losses, other people are going to gain massively. One man's loss could be another man's gain. Especially since the second house and eighth house axis is being activated. This is the money axis. Taurus is the second house, the money that we earn, our earning ability and our possessions. Eighth house, Scorpio house, where the sun is, this is the house of other people's money. The eighth house, this is the eighth house of other people's money, big money, loans, taxes, mortgages, inheritances, and other type of financial windfalls. So these are the areas that are being highlighted. And these are core and important areas in our life. These are the houses of our survival. This is a very radical and excitable type of lunation. So expect the unexpected. And since this is happening in a fixed earth sign with Uranus in a fixed earth sign like Taurus, the earth could literally shake. There is a possibility of volcanoes erupting. Earthquakes can happen in some parts of the world. Our relationships and our finances are going to be shaken up, essentially boiling down to what we love and value. So who's going to be affected the most by this lunation? Everyone. This is a really big and impactful full moon. We all have Scorpio and Taurus in our chart. Even if you don't have anything in these houses, you're still going to feel this lunation intensely. And that is because almost all the planets are aspected, and the ruler of the lunation is the ruler of the south node. So it's directing the energy of where we have to release something. The full moon is already all about endings and releasings. This will be further emphasized by the south node ruler. The signs who are going to experience this lunation in a challenging way are the fixed signs. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Aquarius and Leo are going to have the square aspect. This is a very challenging aspect in astrology, and it's going to push you into taking action. So expect some chaos in your Taurus houses. The full moon is in the sign of Taurus, so Taurus is experiencing the conjunction. However, the moon is exalted here, so this is not too bad. It's all the other planets that it's Uranus and Algol that are going to make this challenging, and also, of course, the opposition with the sun in your partnership area. So you're going to have some people opposing you at this time, making this one of the most intense lunations that you're going to have this year. Scorpio opposes Taurus. The sun is currently transiting in the sign of Scorpio. You're being highlighted here, and you're being opposed by these energies in the sign of Taurus. Other people are going to oppose you at this time. They're going to be behaving rather erratically and unexpectedly. So expect huge oppositions. If you were born on or around the 15th of November, you're going to have this energy embedded in your solar return chart. This is a year that you're going to experience massive endings. You're going to remember this year for a very long time. This is an excellent time for you to book a solar return chart reading with me so that we can go over which houses are being highlighted because of this lunation. These will be the houses in focus for your solar year. So book me at rachel-mayo.com. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This time I'm going to go right away to the chart and start evaluating it. Full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus at 24 degrees of Taurus. The sun is currently transiting the sign of Scorpio at 24 degrees of Scorpio. The opposition of the sun and the moon is what we call a full moon. In the sign of Taurus, we have Uranus transiting at around 25 degrees of Taurus. This is still conjunct the malefic fixed star called Algol. This is a gnarly fixed star. It has a connotation with decapitations and dead bodies. It's one of the most malefic fixed stars in the zodiac and is being activated by this lunation. This is the star of Medusa's head. Medusa had her head decapitated. That's the head with the snakes. There's a longer story behind the mythology, but we're not going to spend time on that. When this star is triggered, especially conjunct Uranus, we should expect the unexpected to happen with the things that the Taurus house rules in our chart. In history, when this malefic star was activated, it coincided with decapitations. But today, in our times, this fixed star can be interpreted in a different way, as in with attempted assassinations and people losing their head as in the position of power. There's some good examples of what this asteroid, what kind of events it can trigger when activated. All we have to do is go back to the events that happened in America around July 15. Somebody almost lost their head, and somebody also lost their position of power because they stepped down. So the story is still unfolding. This lunation is triggering this fixed star. So expect similar events to occur. These events are going to happen suddenly and unexpectedly because of the proximity of Uranus to the lunation and the fixed star Algol. Uranus is currently transiting retrograde at 25 degrees of Taurus. So expect the final results to occur when Uranus passes this point a third time. The final activation is going to happen when Uranus turns direct sometime next year. So this is an ongoing story. Venus is the ruler of this lunation, and she's currently transiting the sign of Capricorn. She's currently at 4 degrees of Capricorn, which is technically squaring the nodes. Venus is in good dignity in the sign of Capricorn. She's being hosted by Saturn, who's currently transiting retrograde in the sign of Pisces. Whatever Venus is doing at any time is really important because she is the ruler of the transiting south node. And Venus is the ruler of this lunation. Venus is in square to the lunar nodes. This is called a skipped step. So there's something that we need to go back to in the past, review, correct, and perhaps let go. Venus is sextiling Saturn. This is a really positive and supportive aspect that is going to bring us opportunities to make things happen. And remember, a sextile aspect is an aspect which needs to be activated by doing something. We have to make effort to go after what we want, to make things happen. Otherwise, this energy is just going to dissipate. And what's really positive about this is the fact that Saturn just turned direct the day before the lunation. Venus transiting the sign of Capricorn is that boss lady type of energy. She wants something real. She wants the facts. She wants to know what the plan is. And she's really focused when it comes to love, money, and her position of power. Venus in Capricorn is that calculating bitch who wants to get to the top. That is her end goal. And she's receiving help and approval from Saturn, the owner of the house. Venus is being hosted by Saturn. So these two planets are working together. You have to see positive aspects between Saturn and Venus. You need Saturn, because you need Saturn to make things happen. You need Saturn to make things stick, to solidify whatever you're working on, to give it stability and longevity. Saturn in Pisces is moving direct. Saturn is the taskmaster. He's the strict professor who makes you work really hard so that you can earn your degree. He's also the boss. He's the government. Saturn is the rule of law. So all this is being activated. Saturn in Pisces is being hosted by Jupiter, who's currently transiting the sign of Gemini. He's still transiting retrograde, going over old information and details. Jupiter is now joined by Mercury, who's transiting his sign, the sign of Sagittarius. The sign of Sagittarius, Mercury is also going over details, things to do with the law and justice. They're both in detriment. Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius, where Mercury is, and Mercury rules the sign of Gemini, where Jupiter is. But they're working together because they're in each other's signs, and they're not going to destroy each other's houses. So keep in mind that Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 25th of November. Technically, we're already in the retrograde shadow. The retrograde shadow began on November 7th. So whatever transpired around those days and moving forward until the retrograde begins is going to be looked over. And because Mercury is transiting a sign which rules over law and order and the justice system, foreigners, foreign lands, foreign people, expect to see some legal challenges and changes to the law. So this means that Mercury is taking numbers and he's going to report to the king, the sun, when they meet at the Kazemi point. There will be massive revelations. So whatever we're thinking is set in stone is not going to change in our Taurus house. We're kidding ourselves because it's going to explode. This house is going to explode as a result of this lunation. Pluto is concluding his transit in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn is breaking down old structures, old traditions, authority figures, old people, all the things that we were used to, the things that we became accustomed to, the things that were a part of rule of law, things that we thought that would never go away. This is the climax. This is the conclusion. Pluto is going to move into the sign of Aquarius on November 19, never to return in the sign of Capricorn in this lifetime. And that's because Pluto has the longest orb around the zodiac. It takes about 200 and somewhat years for Pluto to go around. So whatever is happening now, all these conclusions, culminations, and endings are fated and karmic. And Saturn is saying yes to whatever Pluto and Venus are doing in the sign of Capricorn. This is really big. This is a signal that our lives are never going to be the same. Our lives are not going to be the same after Pluto concludes his transit. As we can see, there's a lot of supporting energy as long as we're willing to let go of certain norms, expectations, or the things that we have had in our lives for a very long time, things that have guided us, things that we used to rely on. Most of these things are going to come to an end. This full moon is going to affect us on a societal level. And this is because of the conjunction of Uranus to this lunation. Uranus co-rules the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign of the people. And remember, Pluto is going to be transiting this sign. And the moon in mundane astrology also rules the people. This lunation is going to trigger masses of people. And it's the people who are probably going to be acting rebellious. Uranus symbolizes things like rebellion, freedom. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. This is the most fixed sign of the zodiac. And the other reason why is because it's an earth sign. It's fixed earth sign. Uranus co-rules a fixed sign, a fixed air sign, the sign of Aquarius. This is the sign of the people. Uranus is rebellious and it fights for the people. It fights for the underdog. So all these things are being activated at the time of this lunation. Uranus has been shaking things up in this sign since 2018. And of course, it was intensified with all the other conjunctions like the Mars-Uranus conjunction and now the Uranus Algol and lunation conjunction. And we all have to be grateful that Mars is no longer transiting the sign of Cancer. He's now transiting the sign of Leo, where he's more comfortable because Leo is a fire sign. Mars is also a fire sign. So we have the ability to take action without being passive aggressive. We still have to remember that Mars is going to be in opposition to Pluto when Pluto moves into the sign of Aquarius. That is another trigger point. We also have a hidden aspect here with transiting Juno in the sign of Scorpio. Juno in the sign of Scorpio is a very intense transit. The sign of Scorpio rules over the 8th house of the zodiac. It rules over secrets, other people's secrets, and even the secrets that we keep from ourselves. Juno is in direct sextile aspect with Venus, the ruler of the lunation. They're working together to uncover deep hidden secrets in the sign of Scorpio. Let's remember that Pluto is the sign that rules the sign of Scorpio. Pluto is on a big mission in the sign of Capricorn, and this is where Venus is. Venus at 4 degrees of Capricorn is directly sextile Juno at 4 degrees of Scorpio. Juno is going to have an extended stay in the sign of Scorpio. That is because it's going to go retrograde in Sagittarius. So Juno is going to stay in the sign of Scorpio for about 8 months. So this transit is really important and it's one to watch for. I'm going to make a separate video for the transit of Juno in Scorpio. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel, because this transit is going to make our relationships become intense and passionate. Taurus rules over the second house of the zodiac. The second house rules over what we love and value, our ability to support ourselves and our families, our ability to make money. So this lunation is going to bring up issues about our finances and our relationships. The second house rules over the face, the mouth, the nose, what goes inside the mouth and what comes out of the mouth. So what we eat, so this includes what we eat and what we say. So all these things are going to be really important at this time. The second house also rules over our families, the family that we make with another person, like a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or the friends that we have in our life for a very long time, that they begin to feel like family. We should expect some endings with our finances, our ability to earn a living, our ability to maintain our lifestyle moving forward. So you can see that there's a dynamic here. There's the second house, our ability to make money, and the 8th house, which is also being activated because the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, which rules over other people's money, big money, like loans, mortgages, inheritances, and financial windfalls. Juno in the sign of Scorpio is highlighting whatever was hidden, whatever is beneath the ground. Dark secrets about sex and finances are going to be revealed during this transit. Venus in the sign of Capricorn is saying, yeah, Juno, tell me all about it. What is really going on? Tell me about the secret agreements that were made in our Scorpio house. Venus, the ruler of the South Node, the ruler of this lunation, is working harmoniously with Juno to uncover whatever was hidden, or the secret agreements, behind the scenes, behind the doors type of agreements. And actually some of those type of agreements are probably being made at the time of this lunation. It's going to get pretty intense. You might want to start popping the popcorn. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here, and the only way you can find out how this is going to affect you personally is by booking a reading. Book me at rachel-mayo.com. The 2 winners of the free solar return chart reading with me are Lynn Mayer and Patrician8871. So if you found out that you're a winner, comment below and let us know. You have exactly 1 week to reach out to me. If I don't hear from you after 1 week, you're going to lose this opportunity. And for those who haven't won and would like to win, I run this competition every month. So keep commenting on all my videos. Make me notice you. Aries ascendant, sun or moon. The full moon is happening in your second house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and the unexpected. This is where you'll be cutting off something in your life. The second house rules over what we love and value. And we all love and value our family and money. So that means that it also rules over our family, the family that we make with another person. This is the family that we choose. We choose to make with a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, and also the friends that we have in our life for a very long time, that we start to think of them as family. The second house rules over the mouth, what we put in and what comes out. It also rules over the face and our self-esteem. If we're making money, we're supporting ourselves and our family, we have a higher self-esteem, we are feeling good. If we're not, we have a low self-esteem. If you've been working on a project for a long time and it has not brought in any results, and if it's a business which has not brought in any profit, this could be the time that you're deciding to just cut it off, end the business cold turkey. Cut it off cold turkey and end the business. For some of you, it could be that you lose your ability to earn a living because you get fired at this time, or perhaps a project that you were working on is now concluding and you have to move on and find other work, or perhaps your company is shutting down. So basically, people are going to either get fired, they're going to lose their job, they're going to lose their income. And perhaps for some of you, this is exactly what was needed in order for you to find a new direction, a new way of making money. Others will have endings that are really personal because the endings will come within their family. And for others, it could be other types of relationships that we have in our life that are truly meaningful are going to come to an end. Your ruling planet Mars is not directly aspecting this lunation because it's really too far away from the degree of the lunation. I believe Mars is around 2 degrees of Leo. The transit in Leo is much better for you because Leo is a fire sign. Mars is also a fire sign. So you're much more comfortable and confident transiting in this sign. So you're feeling empowered to take positive action. And at the time of this lunation, you have this enthusiasm and power to direct your own fate at least until November 19. After that, after that, Pluto enters Aquarius and begins to oppose your sign. So take advantage of this time while you're still empowered, without any opposition. Venus, the ruler of this lunation and the ruler of the South Node, is currently transiting your 10th house. Your 10th house rules over your work, your public area, and authority figures. Venus is making really positive aspects. So perhaps there's room for negotiation when it comes to negotiating a salary or perhaps the severance pay, or perhaps your severance pay, before everything crumbles. So as you can see, there are a few major endings happening at the same time. Venus is positively aspected to Saturn. So maybe if you follow rules and regulations, things are not going to end up so badly for you. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Taurus, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your first house. The first house is the ascendant. This is an angle house, and when an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. This means that this lunation could absolutely rock your world and change your life. The first house is the ascendant. It rules over the body and how other people see us or how we want other people to see us. The sign of Taurus has been through a lot because of Uranus's transit since 2018 and the conjunctions of Uranus to Mars, Algol, and now this lunation. So Taurus, you are in the spotlight. So if you've been working on anything that has to do with how other people to see you or how you want other people to see you, this is the time that you're ending this, or perhaps even abruptly ending this. So you are the sign who should really expect a lot of unexpected things to occur as a result of this lunation. The spotlight is on you, Taurus. So some of you are going to decide to suddenly make a change to the way you look. If you have long hair, you're probably going to decide to cut your hair. And some of you are going to opt to go for a full body makeover, as in surgery, by enhancing a certain part of your body or perhaps cutting off a certain part of your body, meaning that some of you will be making the decision to have a sex change, while others will be concluding the whole procedure. Whatever change you're going to be making is going to be looked upon as something really radical and unexpected, and it's also going to involve how other people see you at your work, your public self, your work, and also your relationships, because the first house opposes the 7th house, and this is where the sun is. So it's also highlighting the relationships that you have with others. Some of you are going to have unexpected endings in your long-term relationships, and that could be because perhaps your partner is not accepting the changes that you have decided to make. Ruling planet Venus is not aspecting this lunation. Venus is currently transiting the sign of Capricorn at around 4 degrees, so she's too far away to trine it, but there is a trine aspect by sign. Taurus is an earth sign, Capricorn is an earth sign. We have a sextile aspect to the lunation from Saturn, who's now transiting direct in the sign of Pisces. Saturn is aspecting this lunation by a sextile aspect. It's an aspect by sign. It's too far away from the degree of the lunation. Saturn is also aspecting the ruler of this lunation, your ruling planet Venus, with a sextile aspect. So Taurus, this means that there are some opportunities for you to make certain things happen to your liking. But you have to use this energy, otherwise the sextile energy is just going to dissipate. Some of you have a longer unfolding story that is going on because of Juno's transit in your opposite sign of Scorpio. Juno is sextiling Venus, so they're working together on some type of agreement. This is really positive. Your ruling planet is currently transiting the 9th house. So whatever is going on at the time of this lunation will have some type of something to do with legalities or the justice system, foreign lands, or foreign people. Perhaps some of you are thinking about relocating to a foreign land or legalizing a long-term relationship, as in marriage, a second marriage. In Taurus, this is a big chapter ending with your identity and how other people see you and the relationships that you have with others. You're going to have a new identity and you're unapologetic about it. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Gemini, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 12th house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and the unexpected. This is the area where you're going to have to cut something out of your life. The 12th house is a hidden house, so you might not really feel this energy, especially because there's no aspect between you and Taurus. The 12th house is a hidden house. This is where we're blind. This is the house that rules over our hidden enemies. And we can be our own hidden enemy through self-sabotage. Self-sabotaging habits like having illicit affairs, and also through our addictions, drinking too much, doing drugs. This is the house which rules over the things that we do behind the scenes. So this is also the house of rest and sex. It is also the house that rules over our generational karma. And generational karma is handed down to us from our past generations, simply because of the family that we're born into and our last name. We don't make this karma, but we carry the burden of it in this lifetime. So Gemini, this lunation could actually be positive. Now, some of you could suddenly decide to cut out their addictions cold turkey. That means that suddenly some of you will stop doing drugs, drinking too much, or whatever it is that you're doing that is really not good for your higher self. That means that some of you will be going into rehab or being admitted into hospital to get some type of healing. And some of you are going to decide to get some type of spiritual healing. The moon here, conjunct Uranus and Algol, is going to put a spotlight on whatever is hidden. So you're going to know who your hidden enemies are. The lunation conjunct Uranus and Algol is giving you an opportunity to cut out these self-sabotaging habits. Your enemies are exposed as a result of this lunation. So what are you going to do about it, Gemini? Are you going to take decisive action? This lunation is bringing this opportunity for you. And the support that this lunation is receiving could help you be done with these habits for good. The 12th house also rules over far-off foreign lands. It rules over hidden places like hospitals, prisons, mental asylums. So this could be a reality for some of you. Whatever has been hidden and secretive could be exposed as a result of this lunation, and some of you are going to end up in one of these places. Your ruling planet Mercury is not aspecting this lunation. However, Mercury is transiting a sign of its debilitation and is opposing Jupiter, the owner of the sign that it's transiting. Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini, the sign that you rule. So you're working on something. You're working together with Jupiter when it comes to this relationship axis, the first house and the 7th house. So something is going on here with your partnerships. Venus is currently transiting your 8th house. Venus is well aspected. It could mean that some of you are trying to solidify a relationship, perhaps by moving in together or coming up with a different type of contract when it comes to your business partnership. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Cancer ascendant sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 11th house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and the unexpected. This is the area where you're going to probably have to cut something off. The 11th house is a Jupiterian house. It's a happy house. We all love to see lunations happening in this house. That is because the 11th house rules over our hopes, dreams, and wishes. Some of you may have to give up on an old dream and wish at this time. You may have to cut that off. Perhaps it's something that isn't realistic for you to achieve at your age. If you've had an ongoing argument with your friend, your auntie, or an elder sibling, this argument is going to come to a head. And unfortunately, some of you are going to have to cut off a friend, an uncle, or an aunt at this time. Whatever endings are happening at this time, I think they're going to be amicable. Perhaps you'll just agree to disagree and go your separate ways. And this is because Cancer is a water sign. The lunation is happening in an earth sign. There's a sextile aspect between these two houses. So there is some opportunity for you to make profitable negotiations and agreements. This could bring a culmination, a wish fulfillment for some of you, a culmination of sorts, like a promotion, a wish fulfillment. And this is because the 11th house rewards all the work that we did in the 10th house. So whatever positivity is coming to you is something that you've already worked for and you've earned. It's time for you to receive, get acknowledgement in the groups that you belong to and among your peers. So if social media has been stressing you, or perhaps you're deciding that it no longer aligns with the person that you want to become, this could be the time that some of you decide to cut off your some of you decide to close your social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, or any other social media platform where you have memberships. And some of you will be deciding to leave certain organizations or groups that you belong to. Your ruling planet is always a part of any lunation, and it's being highly activated at this time due to the conjunction to Uranus and Algol. This conjunction could bring a lot of anxiety, so you're probably feeling emotionally excited at the time of this lunation. And this excitement could bring a lot of anxiety with the way you're going to handle your relationships moving forward. If some of you had a situationship with a friend, this could be the time that this relationship is unfortunately coming to an end. But wait a minute, it could be that you decide to take this situationship to the next level and make it into a committed relationship. And I'm saying this because Venus is currently transiting your 7th house. Venus is working with Juno, probably negotiating some new terms in your relationships. Venus transiting our 7th house will always bring some love and peace in our relationships. So whatever is happening at this time, you're probably in agreement with your partner. It could be an excellent time for you to solidify a relationship. A Cancer could be cutting off a friend, a situationship, a benefactor, their memberships to the groups that they belong to. And this is going to happen suddenly and unexpectedly. This is probably not so unexpected for you because this is something that you actually want to happen. You're going to benefit from cutting yourself from cutting yourself out of these situations, or these situations coming to a culmination and an ending. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Leo ascendant sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 10th house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and expect the unexpected. This is also the area where you're going to be cutting something off. The 10th house is an angle house. And whenever an angle house is activated, it activates all the angles in our chart. This means that this lunation is going to be life-changing for you. And whatever is going to happen is going to be known by the public, because the 10th house is the most public house in our zodiac. It's at the top of the chart. It's called the MC. The 10th house rules over the government, authority figures, our leaders, our bosses, what we do for our work. This is our work identity, our career. Leo is a fixed sign. This means that this lunation is going to be quite challenging for you. And this is because you're going to square this lunation. A square aspect will push us into taking action. So you're going to be forced into taking action at the time of this lunation. Leo has already been going through a lot of the unexpected and volatility and erraticness when it comes to their status in society since 2018. And some of you probably had events that were triggered as a result of the Mars-Uranus conjunction that happened earlier on in July. This lunation is highlighting this point once again. This is a culmination and ending of sorts of the things that have been going on since the first time that Uranus triggered Algol. The MC is the highest point. It is the head of the chart. And with Uranus conjunct Algol, this is your head, your position in your position in society, your status in society is probably going to be cut off. This means that some of you are going to lose your position as a head of the country, a company, or whatever it is that you're head of or in charge of. If you've been having problems at your job or with your boss or with the government, everything is going to come to a head as a result of this lunation, and some of you are going to lose your employment. You're going to get fired at this time, and some of you are going to quit. On the brighter side, perhaps this is exactly what you needed to happen, because you are a fixed sign after all. So this means that you are holding on tightly to something that was dying or ending. This lunation is giving you that opportunity to release whatever is no longer useful, or whatever you know is not going to bring you desired results or success. There will be a change in status. So some of you are going to be making announcements like you're getting divorced, or you have become widowed, or you're going to decide to close your business. The 10th house is a parental axis. It rules over the more dominant parent. That's usually the father, but it could also be the mother. It all depends on your chart. If one of your parents is old or has been experiencing ill health, unfortunately, this is the time that they're going to transition to the other side. Your ruling planet, the sun, is always part of any lunation. The sun is currently transiting the sign of Scorpio. So this means that you are being opposed at some level because of this lunation. Somebody is fighting against you, or somebody is highlighting something that was hidden in your home area. Leo has all their angle rulers being activated. The sun is being activated because it's part of this lunation. Venus, the ruler of this lunation, is also being activated in a harmonious aspect to Juno. So perhaps there's some positive agreements that can come up as a result of this lunation, and the positivity could have something to do with the home area, your family, and your mother. Venus is currently transiting your 6th house. Venus is receiving a very supportive aspect to Saturn, who also co-rules an angle, your relationship angle. And this is highlighting your partnership. So perhaps there is some supportive energy with your partner or your business partner. When it comes to you establishing a new daily routine, perhaps because now you have more time, you're no longer working, you have more time to eat right and exercise, or perhaps take care of some of your health issues. The 6th house also rules over our known enemies. So perhaps Venus is giving you an opportunity to make some positive negotiations or reconciliations, agreements with your known enemies. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. The full moon is happening in your ninth house. This is where you're going to have culminations and endings. This is also the area where you should expect the unexpected. This is also the area where you're going to have to cut something out. The ninth house rules over the justice system, law and order. It also rules over foreign lands, foreign places, foreign people, universities, our gurus, our priests, our professors, judges. And in Vedic astrology, it rules over the father. And this is because the ninth house also rules over our higher beliefs, our belief system. When we usually adopt a belief system from our father or people that we look up to. So essentially, this could mean that some of you are going to cut out a belief system that was handed down to you by one of these people that you looked up to, because perhaps it's no longer your belief system. It's not really serving the person that you are or the person that you want to become in the near future. And this is because the ninth house also rules over our future. Virgo is an earth sign. Taurus is another earth sign. So this means that there's a trine aspect between these two signs. This is a very supportive aspect which is going to make some things happen easily and effortlessly, especially after you allow the necessary endings to occur. Virgo is a sign that is receiving some of the most positive aspects from all the planets that are activated at the time of this lunation. You're receiving a trine aspect from Venus in Capricorn, the ruler of this lunation. So wherever is falling apart in your ninth house area, just allow it to happen. This is something you have no control over. And since the ninth house rules over the justice system, if you've had an ongoing case, a lawsuit in the courts, this could be the time that that lawsuit comes to an unexpected ending that could probably end in your favor because of all the positive aspects at the time of this lunation. Some of you could be concluding a divorce at this time. If you've been waiting on a green card or your citizenship or anything that needs to be legalized, this could be the time that it's unexpectedly concluded. If you've been living in a foreign land, this could be the time that you unexpectedly decide to leave that foreign land and go back to your homeland. Maybe the atmosphere in that foreign land is changing and not changing for the better. If you've been having problems with your professor at university, this could be the time that some of you decide to quit the class that you're taking with that professor, or perhaps the professor is going to kick you out of the class. And perhaps this is exactly what you needed to happen in order for you to change your major, which will change the course or direction of your future. Your ruling planet Mercury is not aspecting this lunation. Mercury is transiting the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a natural ninth house of the zodiac. So here again, the ninth house is being highlighted and reinforcing the theme of ninth house issues. Mercury is in an opposition with Jupiter, who's transiting retrograde in the sign of Gemini. They're in mutual reception, so they're not going to destroy these houses. They're working together in this area. So it could be that some of you are more concerned with what's going on in these houses. Venus is currently transiting your fifth house. She is the ruler of the transiting south node and the ruler of this lunation. Perhaps some of you are dealing with issues with your romantic partner or your children, your creative ability. Venus is trying to cement something here, and Saturn is giving her approval. Perhaps you have to get serious with some things in this house. What I really like about this for you, Virgo, is that you're having areas that are really important being highlighted at the time of this lunation. The houses that are being highlighted are Jupiterian houses. They're lucky houses. The fifth house rules over our good luck, our past life good luck. We earned this luck before, and it's available for us to use in this lifetime. So some of you will get lucky at the time of this lunation. You're going to have some very lucky breakthroughs. It's like somebody is looking out for you. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Libra ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 8th house. This is where you will have, this is the area where you'll have culminations, endings, and the unexpected. This is also the area where you'll have to cut something out. The 8th house is a private house. It's a hidden house. This is the area where we keep our secrets, other people's secrets, and unfortunately some of the secrets that we hide from ourselves. This is a psychological house. This is the house where we can unearth things through therapy. The 8th house rules over other people's money. Big money like loans, mortgages, car loans, student loans, financial windfalls, inheritances, any type of money that we didn't work for. If you've been in a long-term relationship and you've been experiencing problems, disagreements, arguments, unfortunately, this could be the time that everything comes to a head and you decide to end this long-term relationship. So your partner could be moving out at this time, while others will be having breakups in business partnerships and concluding their agreements. And some of these endings could be happening as a result of things that are being uncovered, revealed. Secrets could be exposed at this time and complicating your relationships. Some of you could be finalizing a divorce at this time, so you're finalizing the division of your resources. So some of you could be losing support from another person. Others could be losing their alimony or child support. On a positive note, some of you could be paying off a mortgage at this time. And if you're one of those people that has had an ongoing psychological issue, perhaps a mental disease, this could be the time that you're finding out why you have these problems. You're getting to the root of the problem, perhaps through therapy. And finding out the source of the problem is going to help you get the healing that you need. And for others, if there's been deception in your committed relationships or with your business partner, they're going to be revealed at this time, and there could be really dark, deep secrets of betrayal or anything that is underhanded that was going on behind your back. These things could come up as a result of this lunation. The luminaries are lighting up a hidden house, a house of secrets, other people's money. So whatever was hidden is going to be revealed at this time, and is going to probably cause a lot of commotion in your relationships, your business agreements, your intimate relationships. Sexual secrets could also be revealed at this time. If you've been cheating on your partner, this could be the time that they're finding out, and they're probably going to lose their shit. Or perhaps it's you who's going to lose your shit after you discover whatever was going on behind your back. However, I think Libra is still going to manage to stay grounded, cool, and collected in the way that they're going to handle whatever is revealed, simply because your ruling planet is currently transiting in the sign of Capricorn, where she functions properly because she's being ruled by Saturn, who encourages stability and safety, and Venus loves this. So you're enjoying transiting this house, and things are working out well for you in this area. You have some opportunities to make certain things work amidst all the chaos. And the things where you're finding some peace and harmony could be in your 4th house. Whenever Venus transits the 4th house, it brings blessings and harmony in the home area. Feminine energy is going to be apparent, and it's going to feel very healing. Libra does not directly aspect the sign of Taurus, so perhaps whatever is ending, whatever is being cut off at this time, is probably something you're already expecting will happen. You were expecting these endings, and you're welcoming these endings because you're already busy working on other things. Venus is in sextile aspect to Juno. You are probably working on new agreements and these new agreements could have something to do with other people's money, big money. It is the Scorpio house after all. And perhaps some of you have already met somebody new. You're initiating a new intimate connection. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Scorpio ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 7th house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and this is also where you should expect the unexpected and expect to cut something out from this area. The seventh house is an angle house. So whenever an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. This means that this lunation could be absolutely life-changing for you, Scorpio. The seventh house rules over our committed relationships. Any relationship that we have with another person, like a spouse, a partner, a business partner. Scorpio is aspecting this lunation by an opposition. So it means that other people are opposing you, and these other people, your partners, could be acting a bit erratic and unusual, and they'll be doing things which are quite unexpected. So you're going to be opposed by other people. So this is an interactive full moon. Whatever endings or culminations that are going to happen at this time, they're going to affect who you are on a public level and on an emotional level, your home area, because all these angles are being activated, and almost all your angle rulers are also being activated at the time of this lunation. If your relationship or business partnership has not been working out, there's been problems and arguments, this is the time that things are going to come to a head. Your partner might be asking for a separation or a divorce. And if you're going through a divorce, this could be the time that your divorce is being concluded and finalized. Your business partner may suddenly want to break up your partnership, so your business will be ending at this time. And for others who have been in a long-term relationship and things are just not gelling, this is the time that your partner will just cut you off cold turkey. Some of you are going to get ghosted permanently. And if you're single and you've been dating someone for a while, it could be that you're demanding a commitment at this time. And I'm saying this because Juno is currently transiting your sign. Juno is going to have an extended stay of about 8 months in your sign because of the retrograde. Some of you could be demanding a commitment in the relationship. It could be quite possible, especially if the person that you've been dating is someone who's still in another relationship. They might be cutting off that relationship at this time, making them free to be with you. Your ruling planet Mars is not aspecting this lunation by degree, but he is aspecting this lunation by sign. Mars is transiting the sign of Leo, which squares Scorpio and also squares Taurus. So on top of being opposed, you're going to feel this underlying energy, which is pushing you into taking action. If not now, a little bit later. The positive thing here is that Mars is transiting a sign where he's comfortable. Mars is in a fire sign, the sign of Leo. Mars is ruled by fire, so you're feeling passionate and empowered in some way. Pluto, your other ruling planet, is aspecting this lunation with a trine aspect. This is a harmonious aspect which can have some things happen effortlessly and easily. Some things are just going to work out for you. With your partnerships, communication is highlighted here because Pluto is concluding his transit in your third house. Perhaps there's some wiggle room for negotiation, whatever disputes or arguments are going on at this time. Venus, the ruler of this lunation, is transiting Capricorn, your third house. She's very well aspected by Saturn, giving you opportunities to make reconciliations. And you can do this through sweet talk, being charming. Venus in the third house can use charming communication to get to the other partner. Perhaps this is what your partner needs, because Venus does rule your descendant and she is the ruler of this lunation. She's also in a trine aspect with Juno, who's in your sign. And this is why I keep saying perhaps there is room for some type of reconciliation, or perhaps there's room for amicable endings, or perhaps the involved parties can agree to disagree and walk away peacefully. Because perhaps you realize that the karma has been fulfilled in the relationship and it's time for you to go your separate ways. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Sagittarius, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your sixth house. This is where you're going to have endings, culminations, and expect the unexpected. This is also the area where you are going to have something cut out. The sixth house rules over our daily routines. It rules over how we do our life on a daily basis. Like, what are we eating? Our diet. Are you exercising? This house also rules over our known enemies. So if you have bad habits, they're going to be exposed to you at this time. You're going to see the results or consequences of your bad eating habits, smoking, drinking, or doing drugs. The sixth house rules over the work that we do on a daily basis, our job. It rules over our co-workers. It rules over our supervisor. If you've been having any problems with any of these people, unfortunately, this is the time that things are going to come to a head. Somebody's going to lose their shit and blow up, and possibly leading to an ending of a job. You may decide to quit your job. And if the reason that you're quitting your job is because of unfair treatment like discrimination or any other type of harassment, this could be the time that you're initiating a lawsuit against your employer or your co-worker. This is also the time that a lawsuit that you had initiated against your sixth house people could be concluding at this time. So if you've been underperforming at your job, it's very likely that you're going to be fired at this time. Sagittarius does not aspect the sign of Taurus, so you're probably not going to feel this lunation too negatively. And perhaps you could use this lunation to make positive endings and cut out your bad habits or anything that is no longer supporting who you are or where you're headed. So if you're working in a toxic environment, it could be that whoever is causing that toxicity is removed and cut out as a result of this lunation. The conjunction of Uranus to the moon could bring a lot of anxiety. It could really upset your hormones. So if you're feeling that something is not right with your health, this is the perfect time for you to go. This is the perfect time for you to go and see your doctor. Your ruling planet Jupiter is not aspecting this lunation, and that is because Jupiter is currently transiting retrograde in the sign of Gemini and is being opposed by Mercury, who's currently transiting your sign. These two planets are working together in these houses. This axis is your relationship axis. So it could be that you're paying more attention to what's going on with your personal relationships, your committed partnerships, and business. Venus is currently transiting your second house. So your earning ability, money, and the things that you love and value are being highlighted at this time. And Venus wants you to put the focus here and solidify things in this house, solidify things with your earning ability. If you lose employment as a result of this lunation, perhaps Venus has a solid solution for you. And perhaps she's bringing an opportunity for you to start your own business or get another contract and agreement, because Venus is in aspect with transiting Juno in Scorpio. So perhaps you have to let whatever needs to end. I don't think you have a choice here, really. So let whatever is ending end and focus your energy elsewhere. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your fifth house. This is where you're going to have endings, culminations, and also the unexpected. This is also the area where you're going to cut something out. The fifth house is a lucky house. I love to see lunations in this house. It rules over our creative ability, our talents, our greatest creation being our children. It also rules over entertainment. This is the house of joy. The fifth house rules over good luck that we earned in a past life, and it's given to us to use in this lifetime. We don't have to work for it. It can come about as a result of an activation through a transit or a lunation like this one. Capricorn, you're an earth sign. You're going to trine the lunation, and the trine aspect is a very harmonious and supportive aspect. This means that some of the things that you've longed for, things that bring you joy, are going to happen easily and naturally. So this means that perhaps if you've been dating someone on the side who is involved in another relationship with someone else, a triangle type of relationship, it could mean that the other party, the third wheel, gets cut out, and now you get to have this person to yourself. And if you've been having problems with a child or your creative ability, this could be the time that if it was an argument, it comes to a head and you find an amicable solution, or you agree to disagree. If you've been involved in a romantic relationship and it hasn't been really working out, things have just not been gelling, this could be the time that you decide to cut off this romantic relationship and perhaps start a new relationship with somebody else. And for those Capricorns that are pregnant, this lunation could unexpectedly put you in labor. So be prepared and expect anything to happen at this time. Capricorn Venus is transiting your ascendant, and whenever we have Venus transiting our ascendant, we feel really good about ourselves and we attract positive things towards us, and that's because people are finding you very attractive. So you have this really positive Venusian energy that you're working with for a few weeks. And your ruling planet Saturn is aspecting Venus in a sextile aspect. This is an aspect of opportunities. So you're receiving opportunities to advance certain things that you've been wanting to move forward. And these things could have something to do with your creative projects or starting a new business, because the fifth house also rules over things that we start and want to grow. We nurture them like our baby. You have opportunities here. Just keep in mind that with the sextile aspect, you have to apply some effort. You have to do something to make this energy work for you. This could be a very positive lunation for you, Capricorn. And this is because this house also rules over gambling. So if you're feeling lucky, it's very possible that some of you have a really big win at this time. That is because your luck is being activated. And the sextile Algol also signifies massive wealth. It all depends on how this lunation is aspecting all the other planets in your chart. This is an excellent time for you to get a reading so that you can find out if you are one of those people who can get really lucky and accumulate massive wealth. So this could also mean that your small business, the business that you've been working on, or your creative projects have a culmination and a breakthrough at this time. It's very likely that whatever is happening that is unexpected could change your life in a very positive and lucky way. Some of you could suddenly meet a soulmate. And I'm saying this because we have Juno transiting the sign of Scorpio. This is going to be activated for at least 8 months. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progressed chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Aquarius ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 4th house. This is where you're going to have culminations, endings, and the unexpected. This is also the area where you're going to have to cut something out. The 4th house is an angle house. And when an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your life. All the other angles in your chart. This means that this lunation could absolutely rock your world and change your life in a very significant way. Aquarius is being aspected by this lunation with a square aspect. A square aspect is a challenging aspect, and it's going to push you into taking action, whether you like it, whether you want to or not. This lunation might be one of the most intensely emotional, sensitive lunations that you're going to have this year. And this is because the 4th house is the most vulnerable point in the zodiac. It rules over our deep hidden emotions, deep hidden resentments that we could have towards our mother, our home, our family, our ancestry, our history. This is also a house where things come to an end. The 4th house is also a parental axis, so that means that one of your parents is involved. So that means that there will be something going on with one of your parents, and it's most likely the mother or the more nurturing parent, which could be the father also, depending on your chart. If your parent is old or they've been ill, this could be the time that they are transitioning to the other side. If you've been having problems paying your mortgage or your rent, unfortunately, this could be the time that some of you are being evicted from your home. Others could be ending a chapter in their family, especially if you've had ongoing disagreements or arguments with your mother or other family members. This could be the time that everything comes to a head and precious relationships are broken. And if you've had something toxic going on in your family or perhaps in your home, this could be the time that you have the opportunity to cut the toxicity out of your home or your family relations. And for the people that have a roommate, this could be the time that your roommate suddenly decides to move out and leaving you with the rent. This lunation is signifying a broken home, broken family relationships, broken agreements. The sun rules your committed partner, your long-term relationships, your business partnerships, your marriage. This is the area where you're receiving opposition. And this is also the area where things are going to be highlighted and you may have to make some really tough decisions. All these events could happen as a result of you acting rather unpredictable, irrational, radical, just doing something that is absolutely unexpected because perhaps you're fed up of certain situations that have been ongoing and you decide to make these life-changing decisions without caring how they affect other people. You could be experiencing a lot of anxiety and nervousness at this time. And that is because Uranus, your ruling planet, is being triggered at the time of this lunation, is being opposed by the sun. So other people are opposing you while other people are squaring you, pushing you into taking action, reacting. You're being triggered and you're reacting by taking action. Whatever actions you're taking at this time, they're making you feel emotionally unbalanced. Fortunately, your other ruling planet, Saturn, is aspecting the ruler of this lunation in a very positive aspect. They're trying to work on something here between these houses, and whatever they're working on is behind the scenes because it's happening in your 12th house. So perhaps there's some hidden agreements that are going on with your mother or something to do with your home or something to do with your home where you live or where you plan to move to. If you're planning to cut somebody out of your home, if you're planning to cut somebody out of your house, somebody is unexpectedly moving out of your house. This is going to be a difficult one for you, Aquarius. If you need further guidance, reach out to me. Book me at rachel-mayo.com. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progressed chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you. Pisces ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 3rd house. This is where you're going to have endings, culminations, and the unexpected. This is also the area where you're going to cut something out. The 3rd house rules over our immediate environment. It rules over our neighbors, our siblings, our cousins. It also rules over our mind, our thought process, and communication. That means that it rules over the gadgets that we use to communicate, like our phones, our computers. It can also rule over your vehicle because you use your vehicle to get around in your neighborhood. If you've had ongoing issues with your sibling or your neighbor, this could be the time that everything comes to a head and you decide to go your separate ways. Unfortunately, this is the type of lunation that can end a valued relationship with your sibling. I think the endings that are going to happen at this time are the type of endings which you have wanted to have. And this is because Pisces is a water sign. The lunation is happening in an earth sign. Earth and water sextile each other, so they bring opportunities. However, the sextile aspect requires you to take action in order to use this energy, otherwise it just dissipates. So perhaps whatever disagreements or arguments that you're having with these people are going to come to an amicable ending. You're going to agree to disagree and go your separate ways. And since the 3rd house rules over our neighborhood, if there's something that was hidden that was going on in your neighborhood, perhaps some type of crime, it's going to be cut out. It's going to be revealed, cut out, dealt with at this time. But for some of you, this could signal a move. Perhaps the relationship with your neighborhood or your neighbor is just, is something you cannot tolerate anymore. You're going to decide to cut yourself out of that toxic environment and move to another neighborhood. If your phone or your computer has been giving you problems, this is probably the time that it's going to just completely stop working. It's going to die on you, and you probably need to buy a new phone or computer. For others, this could be your vehicle that is just going to go kaput, and this could be the time that it breaks down on you and it's beyond repair. You have to buy a new car. It's going to be cut out. The car is cut out. If you've been experiencing mental problems, you have mental health challenges, this could be the time that this could be the time that you resolve these problems, or perhaps you cut out an old medication and start taking a new medication, which results in you feeling better, getting rid of your mental issues. Your ruling planet Jupiter is not aspecting this lunation, and that is because Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini retrograde and aspecting Mercury, who's currently transiting Gemini. These two planets are transiting each other's houses, so they're working together. However, it's a bit unfortunate because these two signs square you. So you're probably going to be pushed into taking action about something that is going on in these two houses. Your other ruling planet Neptune is currently transiting your sign, empowering you, and aspecting this lunation by a sextile aspect. It's a wide sextile, but it's really positive because it's also bringing you opportunities, direct opportunities to you, your ascendant. Venus is currently transiting your 11th house. The 11th house is a house of our hopes, dreams, and wishes. It's a house that promotes the work that we did in the 10th house. So perhaps some of you will have some really positive, solid fruitions here. Or perhaps you can make some new agreements with your friends in this area. You're directly being given some positive opportunities after the endings happen at the time of this lunation. And this is because Venus is the ruler of this lunation and the ruler of the South Node, speaking with Saturn, who's currently transiting your sign in a sextile aspect. Saturn is supporting Venus in whatever she's working on in your 11th house of our hopes, dreams, and wishes. This could be exactly the type of lunation that you need to push you forward and to get you started in a new direction. Let go of whatever is no longer working for you. And perhaps it's time for some of you to move into a new neighborhood, a new immediate environment. The third house is associated with our childhood. It's time for some of you to grow up and leave your childhood home. Perhaps you've been living with your parents for a while. You've been living in a familiar environment. This lunation could be signaling that it's time for you to move your life in a different direction, to move forward with new ideas, new neighbors, and new friends. If you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I'm going to suggest that you go back and listen to the entire introduction. The information in the introduction is going to help you analyze how this lunation is going to affect you according to your own natal placements. If you need further guidance or more information, I suggest that you book a reading with me at rachel-mayo.com. I'm going to encourage you to visit my website. You're going to discover that I do solar return chart readings, of course, natal birth chart readings, progress chart readings, synastry chart readings, composite chart readings, progressed composite chart readings. I do it all. So go to my website for more information, rachel-mayo.com. Thank you.